Good morning. Today is Friday, March 7th. We're in the lesson quarterly, God's Love and Justice. And today's is Further Thought. This is an excerpt from a book called Testimonies for the Church, written by Ellen White. This is from a chapter called The Power of Satan, page 341 to 347. Fallen man is Satan's lawful captive. The mission of the church was to rescue him from the power of his great adversary. Man is naturally inclined to follow Satan's suggestions, and he cannot successfully resist so terrible a foe unless Christ, the mighty conqueror, dwells in him, guiding his desires and giving him strength. God alone can limit the power of Satan. He is going to and fro in the earth, walking up and down in it. He is not off his watch for a single moment, through fear of losing an opportunity to destroy souls. It is important that God's people understand this. Excuse me. That they may escape his snares. Satan is preparing his deceptions. That in his last campaign against the people of God, they may not understand that it is he. 2 Corinthians 11:14 says, And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. While some deceived souls are advocating that he does not exist, he is taking them captive and is working through them to a great extent. Satan knows better than God's people the power that they can have over him when their strength is in Christ. When they humbly entreat the mighty conqueror for help, the weakest believer in the truth, relying firmly upon Christ, can successfully repulse Satan and all his host. He is too cunning to come openly, boldly, with his temptations, for then the drowsy energies of the Christian would arouse, and he would rely upon the strong and mighty deliverer. But he comes in unperceived and works in disguise through the children of disobedience who profess godliness. And that was page 341. And I find it interesting in here. It says, while some of the souls are advocating that he does not exist, it's like, I thought that was kind of a newer thing. This Testimonies for the Christ was written, I'm not exactly certain, but I know Ellen White died in the early 1900s. So this was written at the very latest in the early 1900s. And even back then, according to her, some souls were advocating that Satan didn't exist. Wow. So this has been going on for a while, because I thought that was a new thing. I mean, within the past 20 years, within my lifetime. Anyway, discussion questions. What does it mean to be Satan's lawful captive? Well, it means he has deceived you, and now you are following him. Does that mean that the devil can do whatever he wants with people? Sort of. I don't believe he's allowed to kill anyone. If not, why not? Well, because God forbade it. How does this relate to what he might call the rules of engagement in the cosmic conflict? Well, I mean, the rules of engagement are rules that he's bound by and God has bound himself by. And so if Satan, so whatever Satan is allowed to do is part of the rules of engagement. Why would God grant Satan any jurisdiction in the cosmic conflict, even if only temporary? Well, we covered that in a previous lesson. It's because he kind of has to, so that Satan's lies can be seen, by everyone. Because if someone's screaming that whoever's in charge is an authoritarian dictator, and he's doing that every single day, and he's not getting arrested, it's kind of, it kind of loses its sting. It's like, well, I mean, if God was an authoritative dictator, don't you think he would have kind of made you go bye-bye by now, at least put you in political prison. Why does this tell us about, or what does this tell us about how God seeks to answer Satan's accusations? Well, I just said. Satan accuses God of being unfair. And God is like, okay, prove it. How do you respond to those, even Christians, who deny the existence of Satan as a real personal being? Well, I don't think I've ever bumped into any Christians who deny the existence of Satan, but I should be trying to convince them that Satan is real, and I may come up with a case about it. Let's see. Though we cannot prove Satan's existence, what evidence can you marshal that might help someone who is greatly deceived? Well, basically just talk about the great controversy. Talk about what's going on. God is allowing Satan to roam free and to pretty much do what he will. And Satan is roaming free and telling everyone that God is unfair. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, obviously that's false. But anyway, all right, well, thank you for listening. Have a good weekend. See you on Sunday.